35192. Want to send a text. AlanCoxShow.com. So where you can watch live if you like. Who's helping out today? Thank you to Waggy Wigwampus for helping out there in the video department. We had one of our video bigwigs in from out of town and helping us set up a new video kind of feed, if you will, to kill Poundcake's delay back there. And so now we have Poundcake up on the big screen behind Bill.
Yep.
Looking right up his, there's Fritz.
Well, that's what I said.
In from Chicago. There he is.
He's moving the camera.
Yeah, moving the camera.
The position of it, I was like, it looks so creepy.
Looking right up his nose.
Well, it looks like we're spying. Like he can't tell that the camera's there, you know?
Like the movies where there's a little camera in the mouse or something. Or, there he is.
Can you guys see that?
We can see you, yes, and we can hear you.
It's a much
better angle on you, too.
Better angle, and it's there's next to no delay.
Yep.
So it's nice. Now we just need to get it not into that TV, into the actual switcher.
There you go.
And then
we're getting there.
My headlights are like amazing, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be able to show off your traps and the whole thing.
Cody
has
has
I went to
someone
Cleveland and I came back with a lawsuit.
Right. I was like, Cody has somebody from corporate in there and he's talking about his nipples right now.
Well, Fritz is a video guy. He's not gonna get anybody in trouble. I mean, we've all got nipples, Mary.
Yeah. Speak for yourself, Alan. You don't know what I have.
Can you milk me, Greg? I've got nipples.
That's the second time I've heard that today.
Poundcake and I are going to be fighting each other for pokiest nips. Mine, you can't see mine because I'm wearing a dark shirt, but Poundcake, you can see those nips.
Yeah, this is a bit more invasive, I think. Like
invasive.
I'm gonna be staring at Cody the whole time. This. It's so weird.
He doesn't need to be up on the screen. We just want to know that we could get him up there if we. I just wanted him to not have to deal with the delay. Like I don't need to see him. I just need him to see us and kind of in real time, right?
There's that aspect, but also having him like not having to set up the old iPhone that I use for him.
Right.
Like there's a better way to do this, and it's fine. I've been asking for this since we moved in here. And they're finally getting around to doing it. So it's nice.
Cody, do you feel like your privacy is being invaded now that we have this camera on you 24/7?
Well,
there's also been a camera on
there's
him.
always
But
been.
not
He was
one that's
already on
broadcasted.
camera.
Or, I guess he's not on screen all the time. I can just see him all the
whole time. I see him the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bill's the lucky one who sees Poundcake the whole time.
But now Alan and I can see him the whole time, too.
Okay, Bill has all the outtakes.
No, we're not
of
leaving
me.
it like this.
Oh.
We're just testing
this
it
is
like
too
this.
awkward.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I can't stop staring just in your guys' direction.
He's like Elf. He's like Elf on the Shelf over
It looks
Bill's
like I'm
shoulder.
wearing Cody as a backpack.
Yeah, right.
Like one of his videos where they're wrestling.
Can you get that?
There you go. Get
I'm
a
straddling you.
screenshot of
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey.
Look at Cody and Bill
The
hanging out.
boys.
I learned backpack in Spanish last night from my first grader.
Oh, yeah?
Backpack. Does she
Mochila.
watch Dora?
No, she takes Spanish in school.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she was teaching us Spanish words. Like, I know some. I know my colors and I know my numbers and all that. I know a few things here and there.
What's black?
Negro.
Careful.
But, no, so I know the colors. And, you learn your numbers as a kid. But she is taking Spanish in the first grade. And we were at dinner last night, and they're clearly learning. I sensed a pattern where they're learning school supplies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, teach me some Spanish. And so she's teaching me these words. Now, part and parcel of this, the only annoying part is she wants us to guess, right? A kid wants you to guess. Guess what it is. Well, there's no starting point, I know French enough where I can get around if we're over there, right? But you can kind of draw from the Latin for those languages, right? Spanish, not so much. So she's like, okay, what's backpack? I go, I have no idea what backpack is. I'm trying to think of Dora when my older kids watched. It's mochila.
Mochila.
So she's like, what's pencil? What's all this kind of stuff, So our
lapis?
kid, huh?
Is pencil lapis?
Something like that.
L-A-P-I-Z,
Yeah.
I think.
Something like that.
Dude, I took Spanish through college. I had enough credits to be a Spanish minor before.
Lapis.
Lapis. Before I dropped
Lapis.
out.
I never took Spanish. I took French in high school and college because my mom spoke it. And I was like, well, this will be, my older daughter took Japanese in high
It's
school.
hard.
Yeah, that's a real hard.
Mandarin's hard.
But my ex-wife, her mom lived in Japan for a number of years, so that was the connection there. But our first grader at dinner is like teaching us Spanish words that we didn't know. And so backpack, Poundcake is Bill's mochila
There you go.
over there. So anyway, there's that. And thank you, Fritz, for helping out in the video department today. That's his real name.
Yes.
He's not Waggy Wigwampus. I don't know if Fritz is his first or last name, but he came in from the home office in Chicago there.
I was wondering why, because this camera was sitting here for like a couple days, and I looked at Bill and said, oh, maybe they're going to get like my camera up and running. And then it just sat there, and then I was like, okay, maybe not. So I'm happy to see.
Well, we needed Fritz to do it.
Yeah, he's been here since this morning, figuring this thing out.
It just goes to show you that, like, I don't know some of the people that work in this building still, because I thought.
Well, he doesn't work in this
No,
building.
he came in from Chicago.
No, I know that, but I'm saying I thought he was someone from like TAM, and I was like, oh, did you forget?
He's old and white?
Yeah.
he knocked on the door.
Is he screaming about oat milk?
Yeah.
Does he fit a certain description, Cody?
Well, I'm just saying, I have PTSD from people knocking on the door and me just letting them in during the show. So he like knocked on the door earlier, and I gave him like the finger, not the middle finger, but like the finger, like hold
Like
on,
the
man.
weight finger, yeah.
And I didn't realize he was here to fix the camera. I was like, oh, I thought he like left a backpack in here from like TAM or something. So,
A mochila.
yes.
Una mochila.
No, listen, no one in the broadcasting biz is going to get upset if you hold up a finger when you're on the air. I don't know when it happened where, over the past few years, you get like kids that were, when we had interns and stuff, that weren't like tuned in to the protocol. They'd come barging into studios and stuff. It's like, you guys know anything? What do you think that red light's for?
I don't know if again, I've never been outside while the red light was on, but I don't know if this room shows like the on-air light.
It says, well, like the main studio's here because you're technically in a production studio.
Because there's in use and then there's on air at the same time.
Well, these mains, like ours, when my mic's on, it'll say on air, but it'll say in use the rest of the time because technically we're using it. Your studio will just say, there's no on air, it'll say in use, but it's on a red background. So that's kind of doubles as your on air light. I miss on air lights. We have them like on digital displays now.
They
but-
have that in Nashville and San Diego. Both have older
The lights,
studios.
yeah.
So when I would go in there and broadcast, that production studio has a red light outside the door. So like the red light's on, and you can lock the door from the inside.
I figured Mary
Yeah.
might have met Fritz when she was from the Chicago studios.
He is not the guy who set me up. There was some dude with.
Well, no, he's a video guy, but I just didn't know like if he was a guy that
No.
was around when.
There was nobody around.
So, Poundcake, are you seeing us now?
I've always seen you, but I don't know if it's in real time.
No. You're not the YouTube. Like, are you seeing us on a different screen?
No.
Okay,
It's-
so
it's
you're still
lit-
just watching the YouTube.
I'm still on YouTube.
Okay.
Same as before.
So then the delay hasn't been fixed for him.
I think there's another
The
step.
delay for his camera has been fixed because now he's
I have
on
a
a
different camera.
wired camera. So that's the one that we're seeing right behind me.
Yeah,
But
there-
I'm saying Cody can't see us not on a delay.
Yeah,
not in real time.
Yes,
Yeah, so
but we're working
he
on
has to
that.
fix that. But he said there's nothing on my end that I can do. So I let the engineer do the engineering.
Alan, French, Spanish, and Italian are called Romance languages. They all derive from Latin. Okay, well, like I said,
And Latin is romantic because it's dead.
yeah.
I suppose it would be too much of an ask now that this camera's here to put my screen that's here behind me.
What screen?
They're
I
not
have-
So
going to
the-
move a TV
I have
for
a
you.
TV. It's not just for me,
You
but
want
like,
him to mount it on a different wall?
but it's just an awkward.
Just turn
place.
around.
Okay, I'll just turn the whole desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Go-
whole board
look,
around.
Wait, what's on the screen in front of you?
It's another iHeart monitor, just like you guys have that says the Alan Cox Show, and
You just can't see it.
Yeah, it's
because
like-
it's in front of him.
Oh,
now.
I see.
I just don't understand what the point of that was.
Well, when I was in Cincinnati, I was in a studio like that, and I would use that as my second screen. You can move that.
Oh, neat.
Well,
Yeah.
because you're
Right.
your
Yeah.
production you're in a production studio that we're using so that you can be on with us. But those studios were not meant for people to be on camera,
Oh, but it'd just
really.
be so cool if I had.
Well,
like,
understood, but I mean that's for people who are like doing commercials and things.
I think we found the spot for the bureau chief map.
Yeah.
Yes!
Put it right behind Poundcake.
Why not?
We can leave it up in there, right? No one's gonna.
No one else is using video.
Unless, as long as Scooter Reese doesn't take it home in the morning.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
We'll slip him a 5. She should be cool with it.
That's right.
Can I pull one of those The Price is Right girls and just look at it and just do this?
Yes, pull a Price is Right girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are their names?
God, I don't know.
Bob's Beauties.
Back in the day, it was Janice Dickinson, right? Who were the Price is Right girls back in the day?
I thought they were called Bob's Beauties.
They are, but a couple of them sued him.
I don't know. Vanna White is.
Who's the famous one?
I don't
Barker's Beauties were the
Barker's
girls.
Beauties.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of the famous one. Diane Parkinson is the one. She was the one who filed the sexual harassment suit
Really shook things
against him because she was having an affair with him.
Bill made a Parkinson stroke.
I heard, and I was going to move past it. But don't move past his gigs at the Funny Stop
March
next
31st.
weekend, March 31st and April 1st.
That's
Is it an
right.
April Fool's joke? No.
You guys also missed yesterday when someone said off-putting, and I said, I need to be off-putting.
Pudding, off pudding.
Yes.
Yeah, like Ron DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Janice Pennington, the longest-serving model in the show's history. Diane Parkinson. Brandy Sherwood.
You
The
can
first
read
male
names.
model on the show is a guy named Rob Wilson.
They talk now. Did you know that?
The girls?
The girls and the guys. They have conversations.
I never
with Drew
watched
Carey.
The Price is Right. I can't believe that Vanna White still has a gig.
Why? Pat Sajak does. They're a duo.
But she doesn't need to do anything anymore. I mean, she hasn't needed to do once. She used to turn the letters and you go, okay, well, there's some
Now
effort
she
there, I
touches
guess.
them.
But she
Touch
doesn't have to
screen.
touch them because
Yeah.
they light them up remotely.
But
She
they
doesn't
can't
even
get-
have to do
She's a
that.
staple.
I just
She's
don't
part
know
of the
why.
show.
Yeah, well, and it's a great gig. Good for her. I just can't believe Sajak must have gone to the mat for her numerous times because it's one thing to keep her. It's another thing to pay her what they're paying her.
Dude, it wouldn't be the same without her.
Huh?
It wouldn't be the same without
That's
her.
not the point.
It is.
The point
That's
is-
how you get money.
Well, I know, and these syndicated game shows print money. So, but they pay. Think about what Vanna White does, right? She got hired as a substitute in the mid '70s. The lady, if you're old enough to remember, the lady that used to be on, I think when it was Art Fleming, whoever did Wheel of Fortune before Sajak, was a woman named Susan Stafford. Mid '70s. I was a little kid when this was happening, and Vanna White comes in, young, nubile thing. Younger, and comes in as a sub. And then Pat Sajak takes over and they, become this dynamic duo or whatever. But Vanna White, they pay her $10 million a year.
Amen.
So she's got first of all, if you're hosting a syndicated game show, you already have a great gig because you're shooting nonstop for like 2 months and then you're off. They shoot them all in the span of a couple of months and then they air them the rest of the year. So you're making $10 million for pointing at a light that someone else turns on.
So what's Pat Sajak making?
A lot of money.
Like 50 million or like 200 million?
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know about 200
No.
million.
He gets $15 million a season. She makes 2/3 of what he makes, and she's pointing at the lights. And
She's also wearing high heels though. So don't.
yeah.
you know.
Yep.
I think Sajak's got lifts in.
Yeah, he's a
He's a
tiny
short
dude.
guy.
Little guy.
Yeah, tiny guy. But anyway, but also, these Chuck Woolery actually, I think, might have been the precursor to Pat Sajak, the guy that hosted Love Connection back
2
in the
and
day.
2, right back at you.
2 and 2, right? He was the prior host of Wheel of Fortune, I believe. And the trouble is, when they shoot all of these episodes in quick succession, these guys always have too much free time on their hands afterwards. So that's why guys like Woolery and Sajak are constantly getting in trouble on social media. Because they're like, yeah, maybe they did have a point in trying to kill Joe Biden.
old.
That kind of stuff. Right. But they're not dummies. I mean, they just have too much free time. You never saw Alex Trebek doing that nonsense. But, yeah. So God bless. I don't know how the hell we got on Vanna White. But
Because
God bless
Cody
Vanna
wanted to
White.
be Vanna White for the.
Oh, he wanted to bring in
Bureau Chief
Barker's
match.
Beauties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could have We could have Cody's Cody's coochies. Can we do that? Can we? Hey, everybody. Alan, has there been any update on Poundcake's bidet?
No, I'm going to wait till I move to a new place. I told you that.
When are you moving to a new place?
Yeah, but I thought that was still up in the air as of a little while ago, whether or not you were planning on doing that or if you were just going to stay where you were and pay the whole nut.
I'm probably going to move in with a friend of mine, but no.
And where will that be? Same neighborhood?
No, we're probably going to get a place in the burbs.
Dude, get your own place, man. I can't preach it enough. It's living alone.
In the burbs. Why?
I don't know.
You don't know?
You want to live further away?
Well, if I live alone, I have to like buy all my furniture and stuff.
Not really. You can get by with a bed and a nightstand and a card
I have
table.
so much furniture.
Mary has all these assets that are going unused.
They're in my storage unit. I have a dresser, a dining room table, a bed.
Here's what you do, and we'll all kick in. Here's what you do. Stop paying the rent on the storage unit. Then let him buy it on the cheap, a la Storage Wars.
Boom.
And then he's got all your stuff, and
no,
it didn't cost him that much.
In there too.
What?
There's like an extra drum kit and stuff like that in there. So I
An
can't.
extra drum
Just give
kit.
it back to him.
Maybe it's not an extra drum kit. It's a huge, giant circle bag that I was told is full of drum stuff. I don't know what's in it. I never looked in it.
Mary, there's
You
no
never
such
looked in the
thing as,
circle
if
bag?
you're a drummer, there's no such thing as extra drums, because no matter how many you have, it's the exact right amount of drums.
I assumed it was extra drums that wouldn't fit in the space that we currently have. That if he were to have a larger space for his drums, he would build out the kit to its fullest. I don't know what it is. I could be making all of that up. I have no idea what's. It could be a body. I don't know what's in this bag.
Here's what you do. You let Brian get into the one spot that gets you a house.
Mm-hmm.
The butt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then you get a house big enough that Poundcake can live with you guys.
Not to live with us. I keep telling Brian, instead of selling our house and buying a new one, we rent out our house that we're currently in. Cody, you can live in our house. It's a 4-bedroom house. We'll leave some of the furniture for you.
He doesn't need 4 bedrooms. He needs 1 bedroom.
Well, I know that.
He could get himself.
But in this way, Cody pays me money.
He could get his. Well,
Who's the friend that you would want to move in with you, Poundcake?
Oh, you guys don't know her.
Okay. Oh, you live with a lady. You never lived with a lady.
I know. That's why I'm.
And also, if you get a 1-bedroom apartment, you don't need that much furniture.
see, he's frozen now.
You need like a chair. Wait, we can't. Is he
Wait.
talking?
Oh,
No,
he's
I can-
unfrozen.
I can hear you.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Your video is frozen. Somebody suggested Cody's concubines, but they're not going to live with him.
You know, I mean, I don't feel one way or the other about it. I could live on my own, because if I live on my own, I probably would just keep the apartment I have now, because I kind of like the location. I'm familiar with, the landlords and whatever. So it wouldn't be that. It would just be a matter of transferring the things I don't have.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Or whatever smart device you have.
Just tell